This is my public service announcement. Do not place the Scout Trooper Omicron on your character for the raid. The juice is just not worth the squeeze. However, if you are looking to get upwards of 2.4 million in another duo team for the raid, I'm your man for the job. Let's go check out Hera and Scout as a team, shall we? So, taking a look at the modding first of all, Hera Syndulla. She's not a terrible Relic 8 character to take because there is a Relic 8 Phoenix mission in Rise of the Empire, I think of Phase 5 on the light side. So if you're working towards it, it's actually a pretty decent investment. That being said, I do not recommend that you do this exclusively for the raid. Her ship is just not worth it. Phoenix is still pretty decent, and there's an upcoming Phoenix pack Lightspeed bundle that will get you to Relic 3 at the very minimum on most of your characters. So what's the important thing about Hera? Now Hera's got the good 2 abilities that will increase your evasion stacks, which will translate over to Scout. Doesn't need the Omicron for this to work. I'm focusing primarily on speed, but we also want to make sure that we are hitting 100% tenacity and also hitting at least 6,000 physical damage. Now, you will not hit that 10,000 damage threshold, unfortunately. It's just not possible with either Scout or Hera. But if you can hit those and try to get your crit chance up to be above sort of 78% chance, I know mine's only 66 here, but push that up higher and you'll be able to reset cooldowns on a more frequent basis. Moving on then. Scout Trooper. As you can see, I've applied the Omicron now, but I did it beforehand to test the max there, and then I placed the Omicron for the purpose of this video. So, Scout Trooper Relic 8. Again, speed is the most important thing. Have boatloads of speed. Then all we care about is hitting that 6,000 damage threshold. And again, you can think about trying to get in that crit chance decent enough so that you can reset cooldowns. That's all you need to think about. So let's go into the strategy of the run because it is a little bit nuanced. So as you can see, no Omicron on this Scout Trooper is not necessary. The good thing about this is we can actually start off this run on full auto. All right, so you go full auto and all you want to concentrate is the stacks of jam, which is this icon here, on your Scout Trooper. All right, you want to get that to a maximum of 10 and then immediately stop. You can see we're at 9 right now. Once it gets to 10, stop, take it off full auto. There we go. And from here on in, we're just going to use evasive maneuvers and basics with Scout Trooper. Try to get the stacks of evasion on Hera up to about 70. That's where we're going for right now, because that gives you a good damage threshold of being able to whittle down the enemy without making them die too quickly. All right, so once you're into this first Shadow Trooper wave, you're going to use your first special once with with your Scout Trooper. That's going to put us to 11 stacks of jam. With 11 stacks of jam, we will decrease the difficulty of a wave in 2 waves time, okay? And that's vitally important to get this to work for 2.4 million points of damage. So again, Hera is going to use evasive maneuvers. We're going to get to about 70 stacks, and then we're just going to be basicing our way through. We're at 68 right now. So you'll see the wave after this will actually be 2 commanders. You can see how our jam has dropped from 11 to 9, and that's because we triggered that threshold. So it's going to make an easier wave in the future, and it's taken away some of our jam. So we're going to have killed the Shadow Scout Trooper. We're going to go after the Commando now. Commander, just using basics here. 70 stacks of evasion. This is the wave that I was talking about. It's 2 commanders instead of the Shadow Trooper and a commander. And that just helps us control that range meter a little bit more. So we can kill these guys. Don't need to do anything else apart from your basics, really. Let's just go. Come on. I was obviously thinking about what I should be doing here, but it is just a basic for now. I mean, we could do that first special to get a little bit more. Still does the same amount of damage. And basic, and then basic, and it takes us through to the penultimate wave. So here what we want to do is we want to bring them both down relatively equally. This is why it's important for us to not have too much stacks of evasion. So we're going to hit the other guy right now. Bloop. That gives him 70 points of damage left over. We'll just focus on him with Hera, get him down as low as we possibly can without actually killing him. I did a mistake just here. I should have kept this on the other Shadow Trooper, on the Commander there. We want to bring that Commander down as low as possible, and now is when we're going for the kill hit, I believe. Kill the Shadow Trooper. Now we just need to finish off this Scout Commander before we enrage, hitting that 2.398. Then in that final wave, you're enraged, you will not get any more kills, so just use your evasive maneuvers, for about an extra 27,000 points right at the end. So as you can see there, we got 2.425 million points. Pretty decent, I'd say, for a two-man, just as good as the Han and Piat team. No Omicron required. However, I am going to go over what is possible with the Omicron in the same team and why it just is not worth it, guys, all right? So same team, same modding, just this time we are using the Omicron on Scout. I wanted to see what was possible, and you can get a little bit more damage, but overall, not worth it for this particular team. There are other duo teams that can get 2.7 million, but they require characters that I'm less than keen to take to Relic 8. Characters like Akbar or Chirpa. I don't really want to do that for this. I already had lots of investment in my Phoenix from previously. So the approach is exactly the same at the start. You want to try and get up to 10 stacks of jam, then you cancel it out. We are not going to hit that 11 stacks though. It is not worth taking it to the 11 and decreasing the difficulty. All right. We actually had the damage output to get to the same point without having to lower that difficulty a wave, essentially. So we want to try and get to about 150 total stacks of evasion. You can see Scout Trooper now is not losing those stacks of evasion when he basics. That's because of his Omi coming into play. So here we go, we're getting up to 9 stacks here. Keep on evading. Yeah, man. We could do this. 10 stacks. Now you should be able to just evade whenever possible. Like I said, you want to get up to about 150 stacks, I think. Maybe a little bit more, just to try and really boost that damage. Currently on 64 and 68. That is essentially, what, 132 stacks in total. 72 and 68, 140. We're looking pretty good right now. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. So here we are. We are looking just at, what, 149 here. Still going after the Shadow Scout. We're not using that first special now. The difficulty of this really comes down to the 2.1 million wave, which is going to be in 2 waves time. So we're just spreading the damage, testing the thresholds here. When we basic this Shadow Commander, he's going to die immediately. And that's the part that's going to get tricky for us, because we want to be able to bring them down at roughly the same time in the next wave, okay? So here we go. This is where it gets tricky. So you're going to have to essentially leave the Shadow Trooper alone, I believe. I think we want to be attacking the other guy. Yep, lovely. Don't increase your evasion any further. Then the Shadow Trooper Scout Trooper, sorry, will basic the Shadow Trooper to bring him basically to death. Now we have to time this out just a little bit. You have to drag out the battle just a smidgen. Oh, okay, no, maybe not. You just basic him and kill that extra Shadow Trooper. Bring us to 2.6. Now 2.6 is not easy, and again, like the last wave, you want to just use your evasive maneuvers to get a little bit more points. So we can get an extra 13,500 here. I'm hoping I don't basic. I'm just throwing away 3 points at that point. There we go, and use an evasive maneuvers again. Okay, or not. I missed out on an extra 13k points there, basically, because I wasn't thinking through. But that's essentially it, guys. Essentially it. Now, I think these are pretty good teams and worth investing. Like I said, Hera could go into Rise of the Empire. Scout Trooper is just a very good unit and is required at R7 anyway, so it's worth your time. The Omicron, right now, I can't recommend people doing it, okay? I know there are other teams. If you already have high investment in your Akbar or in your Ewoks, you can get a full max run. I'm not going to be able to show you that to you because I just don't have those investments. And I'm not really willing to do it, guys. All right, please give me a like and a subscribe down below if you could. I would really appreciate it. I'm ill at the moment. Help a brother out. And I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out. May the Force be with you.